CEO of Touche International. I design clothes from indigenous fabrics into designs that everyone can wear. I design the clothes and the women in Africa sew them. And I sell them on the internet globally and locally in the DC area. I'm originally from Zambia, where Tusha means to rest. And this is the underlying value that I transmit or I want to give in the design of the clothes to the customers. This is a startup business. I used to design before in 1994 and 95. And there is a growing global demand for African fabrics. In fact, the 2012 collection for Diane von Furstenberg, Yves Saint Laurent, and Burberry, they all feature African fabrics. And Burberry has also supplemented its traditional plaid design with an African tribal design, which is interesting. The US government has also recognized that, well, ironically, with the economic crunch, there has been a bursting demand for African fabric. And the US government has recognized that clothes from Africa could alleviate poverty and encourage sustainable development. So they have encouraged the importing by reducing duty costs. And in July, Mayor Bloomberg in New York, he declared a certain week, African Fashion Week. And on Saturday, November the 19th, there was a conference which I went to, and this is the Maryland Governor's Office has a commission for African affairs. So I went there, and I met up with the leader, or the lady who heads the OPIC, the Overseas Private Investment Company. And I told her about my idea, and she told me to contact her for resources, so I'll be getting back in touch with her. Where is my market? I'm targeting a global market on the internet, and then I'm targeting the DC population locally. I've analyzed the income in DC. Average income is about 50,000, and I think that's because, you know, we have extremes of very poor and very rich people. And it has a 50% black population. Fairfax has a median income of about over 100,000, and it has a population of about 7% who are black. And Montgomery County is about 90,000, and it has and PG County is 70,000, and it has a 60% black population. So because of the demographics, what I'm going to do is I'm doing a two-tier pricing system, and I'll go into that when I discuss the marketing and why you should invest in this. Competition. I have looked around. I haven't really seen anyone who's doing the exact thing that I'm doing. When you go to the African stores, you are going to see traditionally African clothes, but you're not going to see this mix that kind of like is not really African, but it's not Western either, and that's what I'm doing, so it's pretty unique. The profits from the business, I would like to invest in the homeless ministry. Locally, there's a church and also the Coalition for Homeless People. I am also supporting micro business in Africa, the women who will be sewing it. There's a great need for that. And potential investors also include a certain lady I met. She asked me for a business plan. She works with the World Bank because they're into micro finance in Africa. And also, I met some people from the Maryland Governor's Commission on affairs, and so they're going to give me a little bit of information about small business grants. So those are people that I'm considering. Social marketing, I have bought a domain, but I haven't yet populated it. It's www.toucheinternational.com. There is also a marketplace, because there was the African Fashion International, which was held in South Africa, in Johannesburg, very recently. They have started a marketplace, and FEMA as well, and the State Department actually held a entrepreneurship conference where they invited African designers. So they're establishing a marketplace which connects designers with buyers. So I'm going to register with them for the sale of the products. Now, why should you invest in Tusha International? Well, for one, I think one of the biggest advantage is that there is a big return for investment. How do I know that? Yves Saint Laurent has factories in Africa. That's where he produces, and he gets his material as well from Africa. Anthropology sells African cotton dresses for $50. The production cost of this is about $20 or $30 in Africa. So there's this very wide margin of profit, and it's because of the difference in living standards and costs between Africa and the United States. Why you should invest in it? I have done some estimates. In my first year, this is a startup business. I'm planning to invest $14,000. Well, actually, that is, I'm planning to invest $9,000 of production cost will yield $36,000 of revenue, excluding everything else. How do I come up with those figures? The cost of African fabrics, the indigenously produced African fabrics, from the internet, it's probably cheaper in Africa, is about $33 for 12 yards. So that's roughly a little less than $3 a yard. And the cost of making a cotton dress that sells at Anthropology, where you don't have to buy the fabric or anything, you just buy it, is about $20 to $30. And it can be sold here for about $100. Well, what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to travel to Africa, and when I go there, I'm planning to, I estimated that I'll probably need to produce 300 articles of clothes. So of those 300 articles of clothes, I'm going to do 200 that are locally made already, so I'm not putting in a lot of cost. And 100 of those I'm going to design, and I'm going to style and make it high-end and target the high-end stores. The price for the locally produced dresses, which sell for $120 here, I'll sell them for about $80 or $90. So I have a competitive margin. And then the other dresses will sell maybe for $150 to $200. So that's how I came up with the 200 for $80, and then the 100 for about $200. That will come up to about $36,000. And then the production cost is $20 for the 200 that I'm going to produce. And then I overestimated and thought maybe it would be like $50 for the production of the high end, and that comes up to $9,000. So and that's sort of like the whole thing. I think I have 1 minute, right? Well, I think
coming to an end here.
That's it. I think I've covered all the points. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.